Hey my friend, welcome back to my channel Immigration USA. Today we're going to talk about the DV lottery program. So I made a video about how to check the status of your application. So if you submit an application online through the Department of State website and you're waiting for the results, I made a video for that. So you have to go to dvprogram.state.gov/ESC. So you can go dvprogram.state.gov. You can go there and then follow the instructions, or you can go straight dvprogram.state.gov/ESC. Okay, so that's where you go to check the status of your application on May 6th at noon time, US Standard Time, which is a New York time here. So it's at noon, 12 p.m, which means that 4 p.m. GMT time. Okay, so on May 6th, you're gonna get the results. You're gonna go check. You're gonna go to the website and you're gonna put in your confirmation number that was given to you after you submit your entry. There was a confirmation number that they gave you, so you're gonna use that confirmation number to check the results. So now we're gonna talk about what to do if you are selected. Okay, so we're gonna break it down on this video. Stay tuned. Okay guys, suppose that you went to the website dvprogram.state.gov to check the status of your application on May 6th. When you go there at noon time at the US Standard Time, if you check and you found out that you've been selected, what you should do next. Okay, so that's a question, so I'm going to break it down in this video. And before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell for future update. Okay, so if you went to the website, you put in your confirmation number, and then it says that you've been selected, I would say congratulations. It's a big step, a beginning of obtaining a green card and come to the US as an immigrant and eventually become a US citizen. So if that applies to you, I'm gonna say congratulations again. Okay, so now you are selected and now you want to know what to do next, and we're gonna go ahead and break it down. So guys, if you are selected, the next step is to apply for an immigrant visa, which is the green card. And to do that, you must go to the State Department website, and from that you're gonna apply for the immigrant visa, and that's required the DS-260, which is the application for immigrant visa. So you're gonna need to submit your application, fill it out online, and answer all questions required, and make sure you answer everything. For example, when you submit your application, you say that you were married and you put your spouse's name, and you say you had children and you put your children's name on the application. Make sure you include your spouse and your children if applicable. And again, to apply for that visa, you must go to the State Department website. The URL is seac.state.gov. So when you go there, or you can just when you go there, it's gonna ask you your case number. So the case number will be your confirmation number, or once you've been selected, they're gonna give you all informations, including your case number and everything. So that case number, you're gonna put it on the application of the DS-260. So when you go online, I'm gonna put the link down below so you can see it. When you click on that link, it's gonna take you to the page where you can go and start submitting your application. So it's gonna ask you for a case number, and then you're gonna put the case number on that box, and then you proceed and follow the instructions, and make sure you fill everything correctly, the exact same way, same name, same date of birth that you put in on your application when you submit your entry for the lottery. You have to use the same informations. And then after that, after you submit your application, they're gonna contact you for an interview, and at the interview, that's where you're gonna go and bring all paperwork required. And also they will ask you to bring all paperwork, for example, passport, birth certificate, and also photo ID, and 2 photo passports, and medical examination, which is the you're gonna have to go to see a doctor that's certified by the U.S. Embassy in your country. So the doctor will check you. It's a medical examination to make sure that you don't have any disease that's contagious, disease that can spread from one person to another. And also you're gonna submit some affidavit support, some financial documentation, something that shows that you can support yourself when you come to the US, and tons of documents. So you're gonna check the link down below. So you're gonna see all information necessary before you go to the interview. And that is if you are outside the US. So if you are outside the US, that's how you proceed. You're gonna fill out the DS-260 on the State Department website, and from that you can submit your application, and then they're gonna schedule for an interview. And then interview, they're gonna ask you all the requirements. So being selected doesn't mean that you are eligible for the visa. To be eligible, you have to fulfill certain requirements. So high school diploma or equivalent, or 2 years job work experience in some selected areas. And also you have to show that you can support yourself when you come to the US, and the health screening, which is the form I-693, the medical examination, and also the affidavit support, as I mentioned, and some other documents. So this is what I'm going to tell you. If you are selected and you are outside of the US, make sure you get the visa. It's a one-time opportunity. You will never get it again if you miss this one. So get all paperwork required, make sure you follow all instructions, and you submit it, you bring it to your interview. Do your homework before you go. Do some research over the internet, and check out some other people's experience, when they want green card, what happened to them. Educate yourself before you go to the interview, before you sit with the immigration officer, because that's where they're gonna make the decision if whether you should be issued a visa or not. So make sure you do your homework. And if you are in the United States, it's a different thing. Suppose that you are in the US and you submit your entry for a green card lottery, and then you've been selected. Then if you have a legal status, which means that if you have a work permit, for example, or you are on a student visa, or you came here as a visitor and then you get selected, or any form of status, like legal status other than green card, of course. If you have a legal status and then you won the lottery green card, then you can adjust your status using the form I-485, which is the adjustment of status. And again, you have to follow the same procedure as you are outside. Instead of filling out the DS-260, you're going to fill out the form I-485. So that's the application that you're going to use and submit it. And I'm going to advise you, if you are in the US, make sure you get an attorney that can help you go through that process. And then after you submit your application I-485 along with the documents required, health screening, financial support, and also qualification requirements such as high school diploma or equivalent, or a minimum 2 years job experience in selected area, then you should be able to get your green card. But if you are in the US undocumented, so you are in the US and you have no legal status, and then you went ahead and submit an entry on the DV program 24, and then you've been selected, and then in that case it's totally different. It can be very difficult. So my advice is that get an attorney, and do the right thing. And you're gonna need to You don't submit only I-485, but you're going to need a waiver. You're probably going to submit a waiver I-601 because you've been in the country undocumented, and also probably through the I-245 provisions. So an attorney will guide you through that process, but most of the time you get approved, because I've seen some people that were here undocumented and they won the green card lottery and they end up getting their green card without leaving the country. So anything is possible. But the thing is that my opinion is that you have the opportunity. You've been selected, so you almost have your green card in your hands. So make sure you hold on to it, and make sure you fulfill all requirements possible. Do your homework and look around and watch people's experience. Some other people that went through the same experience, listen to them talking. Go to YouTube, search, do some research and get the maximum information possible. So now let's go back. If you are outside the United States and then you've been selected and then you filled out the DS-260 and you have an interview, so of course you're gonna have to proceed. You're gonna have to go through a lot of steps. So this is one thing I'm gonna tell you, my friends. They don't send you an email or anything to tell you that you've been selected. The State Department does not do that. So you're not gonna sit home and wait for a letter to come through the mail or an email to come to you. No, you have to go check yourself, see whether you've been selected. And then after that, if you find out that you've been selected, that's how you proceed. They're gonna give you instructions about how to proceed and how to go to the State Department website and apply for the visa. And then that's how you communicate with the U.S. Embassy that's in your country. And if you are in the U.S., it's the same way. You're gonna have to, after you've been selected, they're gonna give some instructions. So you're gonna have your case ID number and everything, and that's how you're gonna communicate with the USCIS. But again, you have to consult an attorney. They're the one that can help you through that process. Don't do it yourself if you are in the US. So either way, whether you are in the US or outside, you must schedule a complete medical examination, as I mentioned. So they want to see if you don't have any disease that is contagious, that you can spread from one person to another. So they don't, if you have anything like that, they may disqualify you. If you don't have anything like that, you're gonna move to the next step. So you're gonna gather all documents required, such as photograph. So the appointment information, you can get it printed from the entrance status check on the EDV website. So that's where you print out the appointment informations. And also you fill out the DS-260 confirmation. So those are the documents required at the interview. The DS-260 confirmation page. So that's after you apply, you submit all informations. And then after that, you're gonna submit 2 passports, or you're gonna submit a passport of your country, and also original documents of certified copy of civil documents such as birth certificate, marriage certificate, and also document that you did not submit. So as part of the interview for the qualification process, like the high school diploma or equivalent or job experience. And suppose that you've been in the US and then you got deported from US and then you went to your country and then you submit an entry for the DV-24 and you've been selected. So in that case, at your appointment, you're gonna bring some deportation information. So you're gonna fill out an application. That's I-212. That's the application that you're gonna submit. So in that application, they're gonna ask you questions about your deportation and how did it happen, and fill out all information correctly, and you need that at your appointment. And as mentioned, marriage certificate or marriage termination documentation as well. And also there is a custody documentation. If you have some children, for example, you're gonna have to bring that birth certificate. if they are under 21 years and old, you have to bring their birth certificate and their information as well. And also there are some fees to pay for that. There are some fees to pay. So for the DV 2022 application, the fee was $330. So it might go up this year for the DV 2024, it might go up. But at that time, it was $330 per person. If you are in the US and you're filing a waiver, the waiver fee is $930. So, you know, it can be very costly when you come to paying fees for a visa application. So for the total fees of the whole procedure, check the link down below. It will take you to the State Department website. And from there, you can determine how much money you're gonna need to bring. So after you are approved, after the interview, they're gonna send you information. They're gonna contact you to come to the US Embassy or consulate, and they will give you your passport, and they will tell you whether you've been approved. So if you are approved for the visa, they're gonna put a stamp on your passport. After they stamp the visa on your passport, there will be a date limit when you should travel to the United States. So you must travel to the US before the date stamped on your passport expires. So once you travel to the US, you come to the US, you're gonna come into the port of entry, which is the airport, and the envelope that's sealed, an open envelope, you're gonna give that envelope to the immigration officer, and the immigration officer will open it up and decide if whether you should be admitted to the United States. But most of the time, you come in, you give them the envelope, and they let you inside. And then once you're in, you're gonna receive your green card through the mail from the USCIS, and then you are a permanent resident, and you're gonna live in the US as a permanent resident. So you can travel to your country back and forth, and also you can get a job in the US, any kind of job, and you can a lot of opportunities. You can get healthcare, and you can open bank account, you get social security number, you get a driver license. So you get all opportunity that a US citizen gets, except for voting. You must be a citizen to vote. So that's the only thing that you cannot do. But for 5 years, after 5 years, you can apply for US citizenship, and then you are American. So it's beautiful, guys. So this is it. So this is the DV program entry. If you are selected, that's how you proceed. It's a lot of work, a lot of paperwork to submit, and it's not an easy track. So being selected doesn't mean that you are eligible for the visa. You have to submit all documents necessary, and you have to fulfill the eligibility requirement. So if you are not selected, my friends, don't be discouraged. Make sure you try again next year. And when time comes, you know, when you know the date, go to the website and submit your entry again. And you never know, don't like play every year. And also, if you have a spouse or children, make sure you include them, and also make sure you have your spouse to submit their entry as well, so you can have double chance to win. And again, guys, this is not, it is free. You know, you don't have to pay no one to do it for you. You can do it yourself. I know there are some websites and people that are charging people money to help them submit their application, but it is very simple and easy. All you have to do is just follow the instructions. You know, I'm sure they have it in different languages where you can understand, and you go ahead, and I believe it's only in English, but you can have someone to help you. Someone who speaks English, understands, can help you submit your entry. But don't pay nobody, don't give nobody your information, such as ID, birth certificate, or your country's ID. Keep everything private for you, because you never know nowadays. You don't need to pay no one to submit an entry. So it is very easy. If you didn't win this year, next year you might win. You know, it's all hit and a miss. You know, like it's just like playing a lottery. You know, you can win or you can lose. But as I say, you have to be in it to win it. So try to submit your entry every year. Okay, guys? So this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please Don't forget to subscribe and smash that notification bell for future updates. I'll see you next time.